Hey guys, it's Sarah Schneider with NourishLife.org. Today I wanted to come on Manifestation Babes because my 3-year-old, she just turned 3 in October. So she's a young 3. She was really excited today and she was just in a really good mood, which is not her typical self. Normally in the mornings she's kind of cranky. That's just how she is. But today we were walking to the car and she announced to my husband and I have the fun energies today. And it made me laugh and it immediately made me think of this group, right? Because it's all about your energy and having that right alignment so that you can manifest everything that you want. And I thought it was super hilarious that my 3-year-old, she is onto this energy stuff. And I don't even talk energy stuff really, which is even more ironic that a little one, someone who is more connected with I guess the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is really able to identify her energy, right? And when she tells me today, like, I have the fun energies, and she was really excited, that means something. It means something. And so that's why I wanted to get on here and talk about how we have to be aligned with this positive, excited energy if you're going to manifest anything in your life. That's just how it has to be, right? We can't be negative and into the muck if we want to attract positive things, because like attracts like, negative attracts negative, positive attracts positive. So today when Miss 3 said, I have the fun energies, all I could think of was like, that's exactly it. That's what you have to manifest the things that you want in life. I'm a nutritionist, so I talk a lot, and I've built into my practice, my nutrition practice, this idea that we can manifest. We can actually use language in a way that serves us rather than using language that really hurts us. And think about it in those terms. So if you're using negative language about yourself, about your body, about your abilities, about your capabilities, then you know that it derails all of your progress. Like, you're not going to have the life that you want, that healthy, super health-centric life that you want, if you are talking negatively about yourself, right? But the moment that you start flipping that script, and the moment that you start speaking positively about yourself and positively about your body, hey Iris, I don't know why I shout when I say hi to people. But that moment that you flip the script and you start using positive language about yourself, positive language about your capabilities, positive language about the possibilities, that is when things click. And I guess that's what I thought was really funny today, was when my 3-year-old said, I have the fun energies. And she was all excited about going to school, and that's not something that she's typically excited about. But that's what it comes down to, is having the fun energies, having the excited energies, being positive, because when you are in that state, then you're thinking positive thoughts, right? You're not going to be thinking negative thoughts if you are feeling super positive. Like, it doesn't work that way. And it's like my good friend Sarah Schroeder always talks about, like, what you think about, you bring about, right? What you appreciate appreciates. Definitely Iris, right? So what you appreciate appreciates. All of these things are fantastic, but you have to be in the right mental state, right? You have to be in that fun energy. You have to be in that excited energy. And if you have kids, then you know that you just want to bottle up all of their excitement and all of the fun energy that they have, and like inhale it, right? Because they have something that we don't, and it's because they're not jaded. They haven't seen the world, and they haven't seen all the negativity that can happen. But if you can switch that, if you can shift, then you can literally do anything. Then you can literally manifest anything. And like I said, I'm not a manifesting guru. I'm a nutritionist. Now, yeah, I've built this into my practices, but this is stuff that I use in real life. And that's why I get on here, is because I want you to know, like, it doesn't take some sort of manifesting guru to build the life that you want. Yeah, I know, Jamie, right? That's how I'm feeling. I need some fun energy. Not that I'm not having fun with you guys, but yeah, like there are days where you're just like, oh, I have so much to do and I'm so stressed out. And that's the days that you know, you're not going to see everything that you want for yourself. You're not going to manifest this incredible life on a day that you're like, ugh. You're going to manifest all the greatness when you're coming at it with great fun, you know, excited, full of possibility type of energy, faith and trust. And I think that that's one of the things that kids really show us, right? Is that anything is possible, number one. And if you're a parent, you know that your kids have showed you this, right? You can't even dream up what they have done. Anything is possible when you have kids. But they also have this childlike, right? This faith, this trust in something that they can't see, and it just, they know like everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be wonderful. And if we could just bottle that up, bottle that assurance up, you can manifest anything. Like I said, I'm not a manifesting guru. Like this isn't something I do for a living. I'm a nutritionist, but manifesting is a state of mind, right? So it doesn't matter if you're trying to manifest the perfect body or you're trying to manifest, you know, a house or a thriving business. Like if you're a coach on here, a thriving business. It doesn't matter what you're trying to manifest, but you have to come at it with really positive, fun energy so that you can actually get it, right? And I'm here to say that like you don't have to be a manifesting guru to create the life that you want for yourself. Like you don't. You do have to have that childlike sense of trust, that childlike sense of faith. You have to have the positive, fun energy most days, not every day, God help us all, right? Not every day, but most days, so that you can create that life, of course. You know, my manifesting started really young. I had no idea what this word manifest was back in the day. I just knew that I had this incredible ability to visualize certain things, like daydream, right? And those daydreams came true. Like when I was a kid, if I daydreamed hard enough about something, it would come true. I didn't know what that was, but it's something that I've used throughout my life. If I thought hard enough about it, if I thought about it, you know, in a way that it was like all consuming, yeah, that's when it started shifting for me, right? That's when all of a sudden it kind of just dropped down and it almost feels like deja vu, right? Exactly what I thought would happen happens. And if I can do this, that means that you guys can do it too. So one of the things that I was thinking about this morning was that, yeah, you have to be in a positive state, right? You can't manifest greatness out of negativity. Like it doesn't work. You can't manifest greatness out of jadedness. You can't manifest greatness out of uncertainty or what's that word I'm looking for? Like when you doubt, like out of doubt. Yeah, I guess out of doubt. You can't manifest greatness out of doubt. It doesn't work that way. So really it starts with a positive energy and two, faith. Faith that if you visualize it and if you think about it enough, that you can make it happen. I know I went through a tough period for about 5 years where, you know, I met my ex-husband and we got married and had a kid, and I got divorced and then had single mamahood, and it was tough. But one of the things that I said when I became a single mom was that my child would never, ever know what it would feel like to be scraping by, right? I would always have plenty for my daughter. I would always be able to give her the life that a two-parent household would be able to afford her, whether it was my time, because a single mama doesn't have a lot of time, or if it was material things. Like I would be able to give her every single thing that a mama that was in a two-person household would be able to do, and I did it. And it's because I was committed to it. Like there wasn't any doubt in my mind that this would happen. And a lot of single moms can't say that, right? A lot of single moms are struggling. And yeah, like there were moments where I'm like, how am I going to do all this? But it happened, and it was because I was 100% committed. I was 100% in it, and I had faith that it was going to happen. Like, there was no doubt in my mind. And then I, manifested a fantastic husband who is super supportive of everything that I do. He's like, he has a lucrative job. He's in international sales, and he still will do laundry. Like, he's our laundry guy around here. I mean, I fold too, but he'll do laundry. He'll make the kids breakfast. Like, he's amazing dad. He's an amazing stepdad. And it's all because I had faith that that's what I wanted, and that's what I put out there, and that's what I asked God for, and I had faith and trust that it would happen. But a lot of it is also being positive and being able to shift that negative energy rather quickly. So when you're in the muck, not saying that you're not allowed to feel negative feelings, like that's completely normal, but one of the things that I work on in my practice is about feeling those negative emotions without a story attached to them. And when you feel those negative emotions without a story attached, they are able to flow through you, and you're able to get to the other side a lot quicker, and you're able to get to that side where you can be positive and you can shift that into something really beautiful. And I'm telling you, that's where the magic happens. That's where the manifesting magic happens. So if that's something that you're in right now, like, I don't know, I was literally about to sit down and meditate, and all of a sudden, like, this just popped in my head, and I was like, I have to get on here and do this. So for me today, I was in that kind of like feeling, like, for whatever reason, I pushed through a major block. Honestly, to be very honest with you, I pushed through a huge block that I had no idea was blocking me. It was something that I had experienced, years and years and years ago, but I had no idea it was impacting me. And now, then it was like this huge surge of up level. Like, I don't know if people talk about that, but like, huge surge. And then it's kind of met with this like uncomfortable resistance, like, holy shit, what just happened, right? I don't think you're supposed to swear on here. Anyways, it's met with this like uncomfortable. It's like, oh my God, now I have to, like, I'm on this level, and it's a little uncomfortable because I've never been here before, right? So I was going to do some meditating, and then all of a sudden this popped in my head, and I was like, oh, I have to talk about this because this is important. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody on this call needs to hear this, or this live, or whatever you want to call it. But it's about shifting that. So if you're in the muck, like I was earlier, like, if you're in the muck, then shift it. Pull yourself out and shift it. Feel whatever it is that you need to feel, and then let it move through you so that you can get to the other side, and you can start thinking all of those positive thoughts, and visualizing that life that you want to create for yourself, because it's totally possible. My husband and I, we live in this beautiful master plan community, in this I work in this beautiful office, besides the dog kennel in my office, because we had to put the Christmas tree up in the living room. That's usually where the dog kennel is. And we have a huge German Shepherd pup. Hold on, Melissa. We have this huge German Shepherd pup, and now she's a year old, but I'll trust he's in there. How did you find your block, Melissa? I'll be really honest. I had no idea this block existed. I mean, I knew I had experienced this experience, of course, but I had no idea it was haunting me, literally haunting me. And it wasn't until I worked with a business coach, and she does a lot of woo-woo stuff. And it wasn't until, I know this is going to sound really weird and strange, but it wasn't until she accessed what I call guardian angels, right? And she does oracle readings. And that oracle reading, like, put me in my place. I kid you not. You know you have blocks, but you don't know where they are. So here's the deal. My blocks were something that I had experienced some really traumatic things, right, back in the day. I had worked through them. I did a lot of head and heart work, but I didn't realize that those blocks were still impacting me. Yeah, Jamie. So here's the deal with money mindset. There's a lot of money mindset coaches out there that will talk about how it's all about money, it's all about worth, it's all about deserving and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm sure that that's the case for a lot of people. For me, it had nothing to do with that. For me, it was really about not skeletons in the closet, but those kind of deep, dark secrets that you really don't want people to know. You don't really want to surface, because if they did, it would feel really uncomfortable, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I was about to meditate and then this just like came up on me. So I'm thinking that maybe this is where the conversation needed to go. I would look at some of those truly deep, dark secrets. Like when she was doing my oracle read, I was on pins and needles because she goes, this is the most interesting read I've had in a long time, and I'm almost a little nervous about sharing this with you. And that was when my mind automatically went to two places, two traumatic experiences that I've had in my life. And I thought to myself, if she calls me out on this, I am going to feel so uncomfortable. Okay, so that was like what I thought, literally. Like, I'm going to feel so uncomfortable. Like, I'm not going to be embarrassed, but like, it's uncomfortable that this person knows such a deep, dark piece of me and such a traumatic experience in my lifetime, right? So I wouldn't go necessarily into abundance block. I wouldn't go into money block. I wouldn't go into like this whole idea that, you know, there may be some unworthiness or deserving issues. Maybe. I mean, there's totally could be that. Like I work in nutrition and mindset and nutrition. So I work with worthiness and deserving on a regular basis, like daily with my clients, right? But I would go there. I would think about those things. And then, yeah, I would think about those things. I would really go to that place and I would journal and see what bubbles up for you. That's whatever's still left of it. But I would go to that really dark place that you don't want anyone ever to go, that you don't like going to. And what's really interesting about this is I could totally put myself back into that place, right? Like if I thought about that situation, I could totally put myself back into it. Like it just happened yesterday and it happened years and years and years ago. And now, even if I try to think about it, my mind flashes. Like it literally like goes like this in my head. I did not think I was going to be talking about this. This is incredibly personal. Sorry, guys. Well, no, not sorry, but like this is not where I was going with this. Thank you for your help. Yeah, Melissa. So I think you should go there. Like I think maybe that's where you need to go. Maybe you need to go to those dark places that doesn't feel comfortable and like the places that you don't want anybody to know about, and start journaling. And see what bubbles up for you, because there may be some stuff that's unresolved, and it may just be this idea, this knowing that you didn't deserve that, right? Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's this idea that that was never supposed to happen to you, right? You didn't deserve that. You deserved more. And maybe it's just that knowing that can do it for you. But yeah, a lot of people talk about abundance blocks. A lot of people talk about limiting beliefs, and I do that too. I'm not going to say that I don't, because I definitely do. I just don't think that every single thing, based on my personal experience, like I don't think that every single thing, yeah, you know, you have unresolved trust issues from your relationship with your mom. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely look at that. That would be hard, because if you think about it, your mom is the person that you're supposed to be able to trust the most in your life, right? Like as a mom myself, like the commitment that I made, believing it's tied to my trust. Yeah. I mean, as a mom, my job is to take care of my kids, right? My job is to keep them safe. My job is to give them everything that they need so that they can evolve and grow as people. Like that's my job. It's my responsibility, right? And if you have trust issues with the one person that you're supposed to trust more than anything in this life, the one person that's supposed to give you unconditional love, and you don't trust them, yeah, I definitely think that that's going to affect everything. That's going to influence your entire life, right? Um, I think we're on the same wavelength, Jamie. I wrote a super angry letter to my mom yesterday and shared it in therapy. I had no idea there was still so much anger over the past. Yes. Yeah. A lot of times in my work, we come across this. Nutrition's an interesting thing because food is never about food. Food is always about something else. And so I do work with nutrition. I do a lot of nutrition stuff. Yeah, maybe you should be friends, Melissa and Jamie. But one of the things that I routinely do is forgiveness letters. I have my clients do forgiveness letters. And yeah, Jamie, it's exactly what I do. You write that letter, you say everything that, you know, really bothered you. And it's amazing how much can be in that. Eating disorder, yeah, Jamie, that's tough. Ma'am, yeah, and if, were you the one? No, Melissa was the one that had trust. You kind of also did. You were just angry. Well, I'm sure angry over things that she did. This feels like deja vu right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like this totally feels like deja vu. Weird, creepy. Like this whole like last 10 minutes of my life is like creeped me out. Okay. Yeah. Eating disorders have nothing to do with food. Yes, that's like how they're manifesting. They're manifesting with this control or this need to fill yourself or limit yourself with food, but it has nothing to do with the actual food itself. Like one, for example, I had a client, she had a M&M trigger. She had been triggered by eating M&Ms for 30 years since she was 6 years old, and we went back to that place. And when she first started the M&M thing, and we healed some stuff, and within 5 minutes, right, it was a 5-minute exercise, this healing thing, we were able to desensitize that trigger food, and now she hasn't had M&Ms ever since, right? And it's been weeks. So yeah, I mean, food has nothing to do with food. Sometimes it's connected to a certain experience, or it's connected to a certain like a certain feeling. But yeah, it's never about food itself. It's funny how these things always go in a completely different direction. Like I had this whole idea of talking about fun energy, and then it goes to nutrition and all of that kind of stuff. This was what happened last time I was on. So yeah, your blocks, I would, now based on my experience, when people say that they have blocks, I'm going to ask them something very different than I've asked before. I'm going to say, you know, you don't have to tell me, but what's your deepest, darkest secret, the thing that you don't want anybody to know about? That. You need to figure out that. Like, that's what I would say. And it may not feel like it would be blocking your abundance, but it absolutely could be. It absolutely could be blocking your abundance. And if it was something really dark and something that should never have happened, maybe that's what you need to, like, I would pray about it because I'm Christian. Maybe you need to talk to the universe about it. I don't know what it is for you, but it's something that you're going to have to reconcile within yourself and resolve within yourself, so that you can up level, right? So that you can manifest the life that you want to live. But I do think that somewhere along the way we got kind of stuck. Like, people will say, you got to break through your blocks, you got to break through your blocks, you got to break through your blocks. And then there's always like people like me who are like, well, where the hell is my block? Because I feel like I've done a lot of work and I haven't got there yet, right? So anyway, well, if you guys have any more questions for me, if anything pops up or bubbles up in the next few minutes, or if you're watching the replay and something bubbles up for you and you have a question, let me know. Like I said, I like to get on here because, yeah, I manifest every day of my life. I'm not a manifesting guru by any means. Like, I'm not a manifesting coach. Like, there's a ton out there. I'm not that. I'm a nutritionist. But if that also means that if I can do this stuff, like, you can do this stuff, right? It doesn't take some sort of expert in manifesting to do this. You could definitely make this your life. Like, you can definitely create that life of your dreams kind of thing. So anyways, I am going to go back to my meditation, and I'm glad I hopped on here. Major deja vu. Like I said, if you need anything, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.